Chapter 49. The Montreal Gambit, the late morning sun of August 27th, 2025, cast a pale, cold light over the British Columbia wasteland. Its glow barely piercing the ash-choked sky where Grandpa Jax gripped his .308 rifle, its weight a steady anchor in his scarred hands. At 75, he crawled through Vietnam's tunnels, faced death, and built the Jax homestead into a fortress. But the humans scream, south yesterday. The drones buzz circling high. Carter's bike engine fading and the chant, General. General. Mercs, not Carter's, were a war he'd never trained for. The homestead, 100 acres of scarred fields and turbine, was a distant stronghold, defended by Grandma, Ellie, Clara, Lila, Martha, and the freed girls. But Montreal, the General's next trafficking hub, was 2 days east, and Grandpa's fire burned to end it. Jimmy led the team from a makeshift safe house, a derelict barn, fire pits flickering, his crossbow bloodied, his bandaged shoulder tense, his hunter's eyes sharp, blood stains on a sleeve from Vancouver. Jenny gripped her crowbar, her botanist satchel empty, only a knife left, her leg wound bandaged, her green eyes fierce, blood crusted on her sleeve. Sam clutched his machete, his arm and leg grazes patched, his devotion to Lila a fierce vow, blood on his blade. Nate, hands bound, supported his sister, 16, gaunt, her rescue fragile hope, his Montreal intel their edge, blood on his hands. Joe Bradley, Jimmy's high school sweetheart turned underground fighter, carried a pistol, her cropped black hair glinting, her grit a spark, blood on her leg, back, and shoulder from ferals. Boone, Crawgator's last Gulf prepper, carried a shotgun, blood on his chest, arm and leg from grazes. The 8 freed girls, 5 from Houston, 3 from Tijuana, and 6 from Vancouver, gaunt but resolute, stayed with Boone, their crowbar steady. The General, bound and bloodied, was guarded by Boone, his network, Montreal, Shanghai, Global, in Jimmy's ledgers, Ellie's broadcast, Carter's done, still burning, Crawgator's ham radio intel, blood-fed ferals, Montreal labs, drones, guiding their strike. That chance mercs, General's men, Grandpa growled, his rifle scanning the ruins, blood in the air from Vancouver's fight. Drones up there, Carter's bike's gone, maybe south. Montreal's 2 days, back roads, sewer hit at dawn. We plan, move, link with Joe's contacts. Jimmy's crossbow aimed at the horizon, his voice taut, blood on his sleeve. Mercs, drones, General's networks global, even with him bound. Montreal, port, sewer, labs, lieutenants, ledgers, were low. Food, water, ammo. Yo contacts. Joe's pistol was up, her underground fire sharp, blood on her leg. Montreal, 2 fighters, east edge, dawn in 2 days, snares, rifles, no charges. Port warehouse, snipers, drones, ferals, collar, blood-fed, 15 caged. East sewer, 1 guard, tight. Jenny's knife gleamed, her botanist calm a warrior's edge, blood on her sleeve. No traps left, brush fires, Crawgator's way. Girls are starving, no food, no water. We spark fires, ration what's left. Sam's machete burned, Lila's face is vow, blood on his blade. For Lila, we push Montreal for all of them. Grandpa's journal lessons burned, the body follows ahead. Nate, Montreal, lab, feral specifics. Lie, you're done. Nate's voice trembled, his sister's hand in his, blood on his hands. East sewer, 1 guard, pistol, no dogs, grates loose. Basement lab, vats, chemicals, ferals, 15 cage, collared, blood-fed, 8 mercs. Office, top floor, 1 lieutenant, ledgers, Shanghai, Europe, global hubs. I heard it for her. Jimmy's eyes narrowed, his crossbow steady, blood on his sleeve. You're holding, Nate. Keep it up. Boone's shotgun was up, his voice rough, blood on his chest. Horses, barely standing. Montreal's a bloodbath. Crawgator's right, ferals, drones, labs. The barn's fire pits crackled, the team huddled, planning. Grandpa's tactical mind churn, flank, fire, strike fast. Jimmy, Sam, Jenny sewer, lab, office. Yo, Nate, me, cover, lid gives. Boone girls, perimeter, fires. We move at dusk, back roads, no stops. A scream, human south, cut the morning. The drones buzz swelling. Merc boots thumping, 5. Rifles firing, bullets pinging off the barn steel walls. Blood spattering from grays, the chant general. General, rising, blood in the air. Ambush! Jimmy shouted, diving behind crates. His crossbow firing, a bolt dropping a merc. Blood pooling. Joe's pistol cracked, wounding another, blood on his arm, but the drone dove, its light pinning them, a camera whirring, guiding fire, blood, and smoke mixing. Flank. Grandpa barked, his rifle firing, dropping a merc, blood spraying, his limping form steady despite wounds, blood on his arm. Jenny's crowbar smashed a merc's rifle, her knife slashing his arm, blood dripping. Sam's machete slashed a merc's leg, blood spattering, his leg bleeding but steady, Lila's name of Al. Boone's shotgun blasted, felling a merc, blood pooling, but a bullet grazed his arm, blood welling, his grunt sharp, blood on his hands. Nate pushed his sister behind crates, his bound hands useless, blood on his hands, his voice breaking. Stay down. Sam's machete slashed, guarding the girls, their crowbars up, their eyes defiant, blood on their hands from gripping tight. Joe fired, wounding a merc, blood trailing, the chant general. General, louder, the drones buzz guiding, blood in the air. Howl's guttural feral erupted, 10 ferals bursting from the ruins, claws raking, drawn by blood, lunging at the fallen merc. Tearing flesh, blood spraying, screams fading into snarls. Fire! Jenny shouted, sparking a brush pile. Safe house trap. Flames roaring, scattering 6 ferals, their charred bodies collapsing, blood and ash mixing. Jimmy's bolt dropped one, Sam's machete slashing another, blood on his blade. Joe's pistol felling a third, blood pooling, but one lunge, claws grazing Nate's shoulder, blood welling. Grandpa's machete, rifle empty, smashed its skull, saving him, blood and sparks from its collar. Nate's sister sobbing, blood on her hands. Hold! Grandpa roared, his machete bloodied, blood on his arm. The merc's down to 1. Fleeing, the drone retreating, damaged, its buzz fading, blood in the air. Jimmy's crossbow fired, dropping the last merc, blood pooling. The chant silence, the barn secure, blood on the floor. We held. Jimmy said, his crossbow up, his eyes on the ledgers, blood on his sleeve. Montreal, East Sewer, labs, lieutenants, ledgers, dawn in 2 days. Generals bound, networks global, Shanghai, Europe. Jenny's crowbar was up, her resolve iron, blood on her sleeve. Girls are weak, no food, no water. I'll spark fires, Crawgator's way. Nate, Montreal, lab more. Nate's voice broke, his sister's hand in his, blood on his hands. Lab, basements, vats, ferals. 15 cage, collared, blood-fed. 8 mercs. Office, ledgers, hubs. Shanghai, Europe, Asia, blood labs. I heard it for her. Sam's machete was steady, his leg wrapped, his voice fierce, blood on his hands. For Lila, we burn it, Montreal, for all of them. Joe's pistol was steady, her wounds bandaged, blood on her arm. East Edge, Dawn, 2 fighters, snares, rifles. Port, labs, ferals, collared, blood-fed, 15 caged. Office, ledgers, lieutenant, snipers, drones. We burn it for Chillicothe. Grandpa's journal lessons burned, the heads not enough. Nate, you're true. Your contacts, Montreal, specifics. Boone, horses for Canada. Jimmy, Sam, Jenny, ledgers strike. The generals laugh, cold and bloodied, cut through. Montreal's a spark, my network's fire, global. Ferals, slaves, drones, you'll die, Jax. Shut up. Sam roared, his machete at the general's throat, blood on the blade, silencing him. Lila's face is fire. The radio crackled, Ellie's voice urgent. Jimmy, Ellie, Homestead, bunker secure. Ferals hit, repelled, drone down, Clara's shot. Merc chant east, human scream. No Carter. Montreal, port, labs, blood-fed ferals, experiments, 50 mercs, drones, global hubs, Shanghai, Europe. Status? Over. Jimmy's voice was steel, blood on his hands. Ellie, safe house hit, Mercs, drone down. Farrell's helped. Ledgers, girl safe, General Bound, Montreal, port, sewer, dawn with preppers, underground. Hold, for Lila, all of them. Over. Ellie's voice crackled, fierce, blood in her tone. Copy, Jimmy. Bunkers fortified. Trap set. Montreal, labs, Farrell's, drones, experiments. Crawgators preppers with you. Dawn. Stay alive for us. Over. Grandpa's heart surged. Ellie's fire lifeline. Blood on his hands. Montreal. For Lila. The girls, he whispered, his rifle avow, his journal's lesson steel. A new how broke the morning, not Farrell's, but a scream human south, where a bike roared Carter joined by a drone's buzz. Another, circling its red light closer, and the chant General. General, louder, Mercs, rising, blood in the air. Jimmy's crossbow was up, his voice grim, blood on his hands. They're coming, Carter, drones, General's men, Farrell's trailing, ready to fires. Sam's machete was ready. Jenny's crowbar vow. Joe's pistol a spark. Boone's shotgun a shield. Nate's bound hands a chain. His sister's fire is defiance. Blood on their hands. The Montreal Gambit was their crucible, the network's wrath a storm, and the Jacks family's fire was their blade.